Hello students, let us do a question from the chapter Measures of Central Tendency. So here we have already seen how to find mean, median and mode, and we have seen how to find the quartiles using the tables, and we have also seen how to draw a histogram, correct, and how to find mode from the graph. So now let us see how to draw an ogive. So what is an ogive? We will see that in this following question. From this ogive graph we will also find median, we will also find quartiles. Fine. So let us read this question. So this question says, the table below shows the distribution of the scores of 120 shooters. So this is my total number of shooters available, that is n, in a shooting competition. Using a graph sheet, draw ogive for the distribution. So we need to draw an ogive using this data which is given to us. So in this table, if you observe, the class interval is of 10, that is from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, so on and so forth. And this is the frequency, that is the number of shooters. Using this data, we are going to draw ogive. For ogive, first step is to draw a cumulative frequency table. Remember this data. Using this data, we have drawn a cumulative frequency table, which is, this is the class in the first column, second column contains the frequency, third column is your cumulative frequency. So cumulative frequency, how do we find it? We have already done this while finding medians, right? So let us just discuss this in brief. So first frequency is written as it is, and then you add this frequency to the next one. So 5 plus 9 will give you 14. Once you get 14, you will again add this frequency to the next one. So 14 plus 16 will give you 30. So you keep on accumulating like this, and therefore this is called as cumulative frequency. We keep on adding the next frequency until we reach the last one, which is 120. Remember, in the question we had 120 shooters, so total number that comes after adding all the frequencies should be 120. Okay, if it is not 120, that means you have done some calculation mistake here. This is how we cross check. So once my cumulative frequency table is ready now, so I will take this class as my x-axis. I will plot this on the x-axis, and I will plot this cumulative frequency on my y-axis. So suitable scales can be taken here. So all the intervals are between 0 to 10, so 10 to 20, 20 to 30, so that class interval is 10. And here frequency, if you observe, the smallest one is 5 and the largest one is 120. So you have many options depending upon your graph that you have. Either you can take 1 centimeter is equal to 5 units like that, or maybe you can take 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. Even if you take 10 units, you will have to draw 12 lines, right? This is 120. So according to your graph, you can take the scale. Okay. So now once you are okay with this cumulative frequency table, next we go to how to draw the graph. So this is how your ogive looks. So how to plot this? So first, as we said, the class is going to be on the x-axis. So if you observe the x-axis, the class is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. See, this is how we have plotted. We have taken the scale as 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. Okay, or in this case it is scores, so 10 points. So 10, 20, 30, 40 up till 100, the last score is 100. Okay, and then the frequency, if you see the scale here on the y-axis, it is 10, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, so on and so forth. They have taken 1 centimeter is equal to 10. So once we have written down this number on the axis, now what we will see? We will see the upper limit of every class. So this is the upper limit of the first class, which is from 0 to 10, so upper limit is 10, and the cumulative frequency of this class, which is 5. So against 10 we will place number 5, right? Because 0 to 10, so there are 10 lines in between in this 1 centimeter box, so therefore each line resembles one number. Okay, so since it says 5, so this middle line is 5, so this 5 is plotted on 10. So for 10 we had corresponding cumulative frequency as 5, so we have marked this point here. Let us see the next class. So next class is 10 to 20, the upper limit is 20, Against 20 we are going to mark this cumulative frequency which is 14, and yes, let us see the 14. This is 20, and between 10 to 20 there are again 10 lines, so obviously this line is 15, and a line just below this, let us see if we can zoom a little more. A line just below this is 14, where this is actually marked, if you see. So against 20 it is 14, right? Similarly, we are going to see the next one, and for next upper limit 30 you are going to mark it at 30. For 40 you are going to mark it at 52. For 70 you will mark 107. 19 you will mark 117. For 100 it is 120. Okay, so like this we are going to plot these points. So all these are cumulative frequencies. If you see, for 100 it is 120, correct? On both the sides it is like this. So for 100 it is 120, and now once you have plotted these points by free hand from the origin, we are going to join all these dots. So once you join all these dots with a free hand and a smooth curve, not sharp edges, do not use a ruler. So using free hand you are going to draw this graph, and this graph that's drawn is called an ogive. Now this is an ogive, as we know. So now our first question, let us go back to the question. So first part of the question was to draw an ogive, which we have already done now. Next part is to find the median. Now how to find the median, and also this interquartile range. For interquartile we know that it is Q3 minus Q1. So therefore for range we need Q1, we also need Q3. Okay. So now to calculate median, what we do is, while we had drawn that table for median, so we know that for median it is supposed to be n by 2. So here my n is 120, correct? So 120 by 2 will give me 60. So therefore I will have to find the point 60 against my median. So n by 2 was 60. So let us see 60 on the y-axis. Yes, here it is. Let us zoom a little so that we can see it properly. This is 60 here on the y-axis. Okay, and then you can draw a line from this point parallel to x-axis and touching the ogive. So wherever it touches the ogive in this graph, it touches at P. So you have to draw from that point, intersection point, a line which is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so when you draw that line parallel to y-axis, it will drop down on the x-axis. Wherever it touches x-axis, that point is your median. So here in this case it touches, suppose a third line from 40. So because the distance between 40 to 50 is 10, so each line resembles one score. So 41, 42, 43, it is on the third line, so I can say that my median is 43. Okay, so this is how we find median. And next we needed to find the quartiles. So for quartiles what we do is, quartile means you need to find Q1 and Q3. So Q1 was n by 4 and Q3 is 3n by 4. So that means it is 120 by 4, which is 30, and this is 30 into 3, which will be 90. So that means on 30 and on 90 we have to plot these points or the line. So first one was 30. Let us see where is 30 on the y-axis. Yes, here it is. So from 30 we will draw a line which is parallel to x-axis and touches the ogive at point Q. From this point Q now you will drop down a line which will be parallel to y-axis, right? And dropping down, it will touch axis at a point, and wherever it touches, that is your Q1. So in this case Q1 is equal to 30. Directly you can see that it is on 30. Okay, so you have to use sharp pencils and you have to be very accurate so that you get the answer in the graph. And then next my Q3 was 90. So let us see where is 90. Yes, so 90 is here. From 90 now we draw a line parallel to x-axis. It touches ogive at point R. From there I draw a line which is parallel to y-axis again. Let us see where it touches the x-axis. So it touches x-axis at point L, which is somewhere after 55. So after 55, I assume that this is the first line after 55. So that means it is 56. So this point L is 56. So this is my Q3 and my Q1 was 30 according to this graph, right? This is my Q1, this is my Q2. Now I have Q1, Q3 and Q2. Also your median in case is also Q2, you know. So this is Q1, this is Q3. So my range is Q3 minus Q1. So therefore it is 90. Sorry. So it is 56 minus 30, which is 26. So my interquartile range is 36. Okay. So let us see the last part of the question, what it said. It also asks us to find the number of shooters who obtained more than 75%. Okay, more than 75% scores. So my scores start from 0, it is up till 100, right? From 0 to 100. So 75 score means exactly if it is between 0 to 100, so 75% would mean the 0.75 itself. Okay, so let us see on the graph where do we have this 75%. So here between 70 to 80, this point is 75, right? So from 0 to 100, 75% actually means 75. From 75, this point, we will draw a line which is parallel to y-axis. It will touch ogive at a point, and in that point, from that point actually we'll draw a line which is parallel to x-axis. It will touch y-axis in a point. In this case it is 110. So this line touches at 110, and therefore 75% score means people those who have scored up till 75. Okay, so now we need to know the number of shooters who obtain more than 75. Okay, so from the graph it is itself clear. The last number is 120. So from 110 up till 120, how many people are there? There are 10 people. These are the people who have scored below 75%. 75% or below 75%. Okay, less than equal to 75. But what about more than 75? So more than 75 are all the peoples above these lines. About this line. So about this line, how many peoples do we have? From 110 to 120. So these are the people below 75% or equal to 75% up till 110, but above this is only 10%, so 10 people. So total number of shooters who have scored above 75% are these 10 people. Okay, so you got the answer for all the questions that were asked, right? So we have drawn the ogive, we have found out the median, we have found out interquartile range, which is Q3 minus Q1, and then we have also seen how to find people who have scored more than 75%. Okay. Thank you so much.